Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Honourable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Investment, Trade and Industry Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani, Minister of Plantation and Commodities Malaysia. His Excellency Datuk, special to us, the Brabazon New Town, a 380-acre development of the former Filton Airfield and Brabazon hangars, will contribute to the UK government's goal of building 1.5 million homes over the next parliamentary term. It will also celebrate the new Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP trade agreement between Great Britain and Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now,
Afro Tengku Abdul Aziz, Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Diraja Zamburi bin Abdul Kadir, Minister of Higher Education. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Johari bin Abdul Ghani, Minister of Plantation and Commodities. Right Honourable His Excellency Datuk Zachary Jaffar, Malaysian High Commissioner to United Kingdom, members of the media, distinguished guests. I would like to firstly express our deepest appreciation to our Honourable Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim for being with us today to launch our Brabazon New Town development. Sir, it is indeed a rare and special privilege to have you with us in London for this occasion. Thank you. The world is rapidly changing and many are looking for new ways to redefine relationships and establish new ways of working and collaborating. New technologies, especially AI, is at the forefront now, driving this change. Both in the UK and Malaysia, we are starting to see how new methods are working more efficiently and effectively with AI are driving new growth and development. But we are warned not to lose sight of the dangers of AI. At this era of rapid change, new leaders are needed to stir us through the complexities and challenges of the times. And Prime Minister, there's no doubt that you're a leader who will drive a new renaissance both in Malaysia and to ASEAN. But whilst there is much innovation and investment in ASEAN and Malaysia, there are opportunities to grow partnerships in more traditional markets. YTL has been an investor in the UK since the early 2000s, and we bought Wessex Water from Enron. When we first acquired Wessex, one of the key messages of to the employees was that YTL are long-term investors. We are not there for the short-term gains, but assured the employees that we will put down deep roots and grow the company alongside its management. We have held fast to our promise, and 23 years on, we are still the proud owners of a company that has been consistently rated the top water and sewage company by Ofwat. We have been, over the years, won the Queen's Award for Sustainable Development 3 times. And just last year again, we won the Customer Service Excellence Award. Over this period, our regulatory asset base has grown from £1.3 billion to £4.3 billion. Today, the YTL Group is one of the largest Malaysian investors in the UK. We are invested not only in the water and sewage sector, but in hospitality and real estate. Our portfolio of 5 hotels in the UK bring together the elegance of classic British architecture and the best of Asian hospitality. The Gainsborough Hotel in Bath earned its Michelin key last year and a place in the Condé Nast top 10 destinations spas in the UK. And of course, today, we are launching the Brabazon New Town in North Bristol, a brownfield development of what was once the Fulton Airfield, the birthplace of Concorde. The new development will boast 6,500 high-quality sustainable homes, a new 15-acre urban park, and the YTL Arena Bristol, a 19,500 capacity state-of-the-art arena, conferencing and exhibition space that will attract millions of visitors per year. Brabazon will include creative office spaces and advanced manufacturing facilities, delivering over 30,000 jobs for the UK economy. Whilst in Malaysia, it is not unusual for new townships to be developed, Brabazon is a rare opportunity in the UK. It is an opportunity to rethink how best to live, work, and play in today's world, whilst ensuring that sustainability is built into the project from its conceptualization. And it comes at an opportune time with a new comprehensive and progressive agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP, trade agreement between Great Britain and the Indo-Pacific region. The new deal will enable a much closer working relationship between YTL in UK and Malaysia, and through this development, we aim to catalyze new partnerships with our supply chains in both countries. Our expertise in our 70 years as builder of Malaysia's infrastructure will help form our strategies and methodologies in building this ambitious project, and which we believe will set a new standard both in terms of design as well as sustainability. Through all our businesses here, we are set to invest a further £4 billion into the United Kingdom over the next 5 years. Finally, it would be remiss of me not to thank all those who have supported us in our journey. First, I must thank our Honourable Prime Minister and the Malaysian government for the progressive and open policies that enable our investments in the UK. It was policies put in place under the Prime Minister Anwar when he was Finance Minister in the late 1990s that paved the way for Malaysian businesses like us and many others to go international. Today, the policies under the Mandani government, spearheaded by the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, continue to drive growth and bilateral cooperation. Today, we are all aware of the vital importance of the employment of AI in multiplying productivity and efficiencies in all our business processes. In Malaysia, it is poignant that we are literally led by AI. Our very own beloved Prime Minister, with initials of AI, Anwar Ibrahim. He is leading a Mandani government, a true renaissance in governance. He has crafted with his team progressive, pragmatic, and productive policies for the good of the riot. I'm also grateful for the support of British government, in particular its Department of Trade and Businesses, which have at all times welcomed YTL's investments in UK. To our many long-term partners, bankers, consultants, advisors, and colleagues, many who are here today, I thank you so much for your trust and your support. You have been pivotal in many ways to our growth. And most importantly, I'll also thank our good Lord Jesus for his provision, his providence, his grace, and we'll continue this journey to always build the right thing at the right time, in the right way. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Shared about the Brabazon development, but there's so much more to discover beyond words. To give us deeper insights into this exciting project, please join me in welcoming YTL UK Chief Executive Colin Skellett to the stage for a brief presentation. Colin.
Prime Minister, Ministers, distinguished guests. Datuk Seri Sir Francis has put the big picture. I'm now trying to put some detail into this. So I want to start talking about YTL in the UK. Because it all started in 2002, when the Daily Telegraph had this wonderful headline, "Who the hell are YTL?" Because YTL had competed to acquire Wessex Water with 26 others. There was no expectation they would win, and out of the blue, they won. And nobody knew anything about them. They acquired Wessex Water, and as you've heard from Datuk Seri Sir Francis, it's a big business. It's one of the 10 regional water and sewage companies. 10,000 square kilometres. At that stage, had about 2.5 million customers. It's grown since then. And the challenge from YTL was make it the best. And the team did a great job of making it the best. And we're consistently the top performer. And over that time, we've delivered 4.6 billion of investment on time and under budget. Great record. We also, over the period between 2002 and 2016, developed a number of other businesses. Genico, which takes waste and turns it into renewable energy. Turnbull, which is a specialist contractor supporting the UK's nuclear program to deliver low carbon energy. A nationwide billing and customer service business. More recently, Entrade, that's looking at natural solutions and working with farmers and working with landowners to provide them. Already mentioned the hotels and spas. The one that wasn't mentioned was Thermae Bath Spa, which is a fabulous building development in the middle of Bath that we operate. So a wide set of investments over that period. But the big change came in 2016, when we were looking for a hotel site and finished up with an airfield. It was a typical YTL approach. Oh, that's big. We're looking for something big to do. Can you just go and buy it? Don't pay too much. And that's what we got. 380 acres, surrounded by the aerospace industry. And it's the place that the aerospace industry in the UK started. So a bit of history for you. That's it, 380 acres. Look at that fabulous space. And the Concorde, when we bought the site, was sitting rather forlornly in the corner. And Concorde is now in its specialist museum on the site that we own. It's an amazing site. It's nationally significant because of the sheer scale. Those of you from the UK will recognise you can put Regent's Park, King's Cross, St Pancras in and got lots of space left over. From KL, you can put the Twin Towers and the KLCC Park, and you've got masses of space left over. It is a fabulous opportunity. And it's an opportunity that's been taken by an imaginative YTL to turn it into something really special. It's got excellent connectivity. You've got the motorway network up north and south, east and west. You've got 1 hour, 10-minute rail link. And a new station that we're about to build will bring that straight into the new Brabazon development. You've got Heathrow, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and you've got Bristol International Airport about half an hour away. So wonderful connectivity. This is Brabazon, as it is today. The houses and apartments, we've got 300 sold. Wonderful architecture. Field and Clegg Bradley, Peter Clegg is here today, did a wonderful piece of architecture. The roof lines mirror the tail fins of an aircraft. We are respecting the history of the site. 25% more space than conventional. Very sustainable, the cutting edge of sustainability. A great place to live. And it's gone really well. We've sold and we are selling. But today we're talking about a step change in that. We're talking about a step change because of the help from South Gloucestershire Council. Their planners have been really embraced the fact, and Dave Perry, the Chief Exec, here today, that this is not a suburban development, this is a new town. So here's the new vision. 6,500 homes at the moment, 30,000 new jobs, new schools, 2,000 student beds, a university district, commercial space. You can see how it links together. Those are the Brabazon hangars. Some of you may have spotted the fatal fault with the Brabazon. It was wonderful. It was the size of a jumbo jet to carry 100 passengers, but it had propellers, and the jet engine came along, which is why it didn't go any further. But Brabazon is a great name for a great place. A new lake to help us manage the surface water, as well as provide a great facility. The largest public park that's been built in the southwest in the last 50 years. About a quarter of the site is public open space. High density mixed use neighbourhoods, a lot of community facilities. New rail station, which is key, new rail station there. Work is about to start, it'll open in September 2026. Dedicated metro bus routes, a lot of pedestrian, a lot of cycling. It is an imaginative space, imaginative place for the future. And the hangars are being turned into an entertainment complex. So we've got a 19,500 capacity arena, making it one of the largest in the UK. We've got conferencing and exhibition space that the southwest of England doesn't have, and then an interactive visitor attraction. It will be a great place to come and enjoy yourself. The arena, we're intending to make the most sustainable entertainment venue in Europe. Rainwater harvesting, lots of solar, zero waste to landfill, all those things that make it truly sustainable. Sustainability is really, really important to us as we develop this. And this will become one of the top 5 global venues in terms of ticket sales. You may recognise the young lady on there. Those who don't can look it up later. We're now working on a lot of projects. The student beds, 2,000, we've got planning permission for 2,000. The first phase will open in September 26, that's underway now. Lots more houses being built and apartments. This is what was a hangar, it's a listed hangar, a lot of history. It's been turned into a community centre. And then there's the Brabazon Park that's been under development at the moment. So a lot already going on. And we're doing this with our own construction company. So we have formed a new construction company, bringing together the best talents from across the YTL Group in the UK and overseas. We've already got a 4 billion pipeline of work committed for the next 5 years. Part of it will be the Brabazon site infrastructure, the homes, the offices, the hotels, etc., the arena. And then we're also going to focus on the water infrastructure needs of the UK. We are really focused as well on developing talent. We have our own academy, and we have industry-leading training and development capabilities. So we can do the lot, and we can do the lot better. And we can do the lot with more certainty. The fact that we deliver on time and under budget will go across the whole of the things that we're doing. We have a new government with new priorities. And you will know that one of the priorities is to build more homes. We need more homes in the UK. We've got to build at twice the current rate. And we need to attract international investors. We now know, YTL, We know that YTL are really good international investors. They're a major investor in the UK. So we're working to build more homes, to increase the number of homes on the site, and in partnership with the public sector to deliver a lot more key infrastructure. And we've got a projected £4 billion investment by UK YTL businesses over the next 5 years. That is a major investment programme by an international investor. When we put more homes on, there's a danger that it just focuses on numbers. So we want to make sure that the quality is maintained and that it really works for the people who are going to live there. So I've got a short video here now. You might think, why is he showing this? But it's the use of technology to make sure that we do the right thing and we build the right thing.
Our world revolves around data, shaping our lives in ways we may not even realise. Imagine a dense neighbourhood with a high residential rate. Without careful analysis, this density could lead to unintended issues like increased traffic or tall buildings casting shadows over public spaces. To understand our landscapes, how they work, and perhaps most importantly how we should manage them, we need a way to visualise and explore spatial relationships. This is Brabazon. Our model calculates the scheduled area and the unit number per type live by just changing the parameters. We can generate different scenarios and evaluate them in one click. For example, changing the unit type to a hotel in this block. Let's consider City Green's existing design and compare it to the new vision. We can understand and evaluate the pedestrian flow on both options. The new master plan brings people into development and directs them back out to key spaces such as Brabazon Park, Station Square and the Arena Bridge. Increasing by 80% active frontages, 86% commercial footprint and double the number of engaging frontages. We can also undertake several environmental analyses, the hours of sun all year long, the direction of the wind. Comparing both options, we can determine that the new vision increases the hours of sunlight within the public realm by 2.5 hours each day. We've developed a generative design tool that, using computational analyses, we can help generate not just one or two options, but countless comprehensive planning scenarios. Every 4 seconds, one solution is generated, creating thousands of alternative options. It then organises the options, making it easy to filter and select the adequate option for each scenario. This tool empowers us to make more informed decisions with a greater chance of success.
That was developed by McGregor Croxall, who are here today. A fabulous piece, a fabulous tool to get it right, because we are determined not just to build more, but to build better. Which brings us then to the new trade arrangements. And it's really, really important, this, because the ability to have access to Asia, the ability to have access to the members of the current trade association is really helpful to us. So we can bring largely tariff-free materials, equipment and resources from Asia and the wider grouping. We're working with Bristol Port. We have a great port on our doorstep, and David Brown, the Chief Executive, is here, and we're working to look at how we can maximise that, bringing the goods in, fabricating, transporting, storing. It will help us support the UK's 100 billion water infrastructure programme that we need to deliver. We already have a technology hub in Malaysia which is going to grow, and we're creating a procurement hub in Kuala Lumpur to bring all these things together. YTL have recently acquired Ranhole Water in Johor, so we can service both of those out of the new technology, out of the new centre. And it creates opportunities for both Malaysian and UK SMEs to integrate into international markets. And we will invest in Malaysian companies that are part of the supply chain to make sure that they can deliver what's needed in the UK. So it works in both directions. It is a fabulous development that will enable us to do all the things that we want to do, but to do it quicker, smarter and better. And that's it, Brabazon. It is a place that changes everything. It will be the best place to live in the UK. We do have some apartments for sale if you want to sign up as you move. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great honor to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Honourable Prime Minister of Malaysia, up on stage to say a few words. Yang Amat Berhormat, persilakan.
Woman, a very good afternoon. I'd like to know the presence of Honourable Jonathan Reynolds, Secretary of State for Business and Trade, the UK, fellow ministers, Francis Yeo. I'm not used to that sir yet, but I think I would, Datuk Seri Yeo, Shuk Hong, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's a rare honor for us to be here to support gigantic operations by homegrown Malaysian YTL. And incidentally, I was with the Prime Minister, Keith, this morning, and he made reference and appreciate the presence of Malaysian companies, their determination to continue to invest in the UK. Although my response is, I will persuade them to also return some of it back to Malaysia. But I think it is heartening to note that the extent of success of YTL in the UK operations have been it's certainly impressive and quite phenomenal. It's a wide range from sewerage to water, real estate, hotels, and of course the AI. The Centres of Excellence is of course in Malaysia, and I hope this would extend the collaboration between the two very friendly countries, the UK and Malaysia. In fact, I chose to express personally my appreciation to the UK Prime Minister because we were successful in entering to the CPTPP agreement, and well, it takes the serious political commitment on the part of the UK and Malaysia, focusing of course on economic fundamentals and the interests of both nations to promote free trade and investments. And it is precisely for this reason that the CPTPP, which is referred to a number of times earlier, would be a very critical vehicle to expand and facilitate this sort of flow of investments and trade between the two countries. Now, I recall when listening to this old plan for Brabazon and in Bristol, to what was observed by Mark Twain when he first went to Washington, D.C. A successful, modern, impressive, industrial, but culturally barren. Now we hear what is more reassuring is that it is practical, it is modern, it is technologically savvy, it is AI, but it is also culturally vibrant. And only it takes probably YTL to have that strength, fortitude, to come with such an impressive feat. Now, back to Malaysia, we are fortunate to have a politically stable government after some years of hiatus. And with that, we utilize our efforts with my colleagues here. They all happen to be from UMNO. We were working together and present a very concrete set of policies, clarity of policies, which is quite critical for the investors. You know exactly what our policies be it digital transformation or energy transition or AI or semiconductor strategy. So with that sort of clarity, but then the test will be the effective, efficient execution of these policies. I'm glad to say that we have tried our level best, and YTL is, of course, a very critical, significant player in Malaysia, and we want to ensure that these 2 years of relative success, and I always tell my colleagues, never feel satisfied or complacent, because a culture of contentment can be a disease. And I'm reminded of George Bernard Shaw when he said, always room for improvement. And Francis used to tell me before, in the 90s, he said, Prime Minister, but at that time Deputy Prime Minister. Oh, I made a mistake when he referred to me from time to time as a Prime Minister. That's why I got back and locked up. He reminded me to say that the brilliance of your eloquence is there. You don't need to quote personalities. I remember there's one guy who chose to be so critical of my way of giving speeches. That's why I used to quote more names now. But I think it is back to the thrust of our occasion here today, just to reflect our sincere appreciation to the YTL Group. Francis here and Hong, of course, holding the fort in Malaysia. And it means a lot to the government and people of Malaysia, and for the Prime Minister of the UK to then take note and express appreciation. This is something which is a source of pride to us, because in the past it's only one way. We do encourage further investments and trade and presence of the UK in Malaysia. And I've assured the Prime Minister and the government of the UK that now the chairmanship of ASEAN can be utilized to work together with Malaysia and ASEAN as a base, because we have excellent relations with our neighbors. And I often reiterate this point, that ASEAN happens to be one of the most peaceful regions of the world and fastest growing economy. And with close to 700 million population, has that sort of attraction, which is quite unique and exemplary. So thank you again, YTL. I wish you the best. Probably we'll come again when things are all set in Brabazon, and the Bristol MP is still here. Thank you very much for being present. And make sure you send an invitation when they declare open that program. And so thank you. I mean, I must, on behalf of my colleagues here, express my deep appreciation and thanks to YTL for your effort, indefatigable work, your commitment to excellence, and your care and concern for the welfare of the general workers and people. So thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much. We can have you just remain on stage. We'd now like to invite Yang Berhormat Tunku Zafrul, the Right Honourable Jonathan Reynolds, Tan Sri Sir Francis Yeo, Datuk Sri Yeo Sok Hong, and to go up on stage to join Yang Amat Berhormat to launch the Brabazon New Town. Okay, Yang Amat Berhormat, maybe we can do this launch in, with the touch of the button and the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. have you now sign the plaque at the other end of the stage to commemorate this launch. Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat. If we still have you to remain on stage, we would like to invite the VIPs in the front seats to come up on stage to have a group photo. Thank you. Terima kasih Yang Amat Berhormat. Thank you, gentlemen.
Jumps.
And standing next to a very handsome model as well. I didn't think my afternoon was going to quite end up like this. Please allow me to say a few words of appreciation for this event and, of course, to YTL. I want to say a huge thanks and congratulations to the YTL team and warm thanks and receipt of their investment into the UK. We really appreciate their backing and the investment that they are making, not only financially, but also emotionally. And that commitment is something that we really appreciate. Now, I can hear you having a lovely time at the back there. If I might ask you to be slight, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Now, my role is that I am the Minister for Investment. And it's very easy for me to get very excited about these enormous investment figures, which I am hugely grateful for. But what we see before here is the consequence of that investment. And we saw it in the video earlier. It's an outcome that isn't just measured in numbers. It's one that's measured in people and relationships. And the businesses that come into these communities and the people that live here and the culture and identity that flourishes when investments like these get made. And it's why I get so excited when I see partnerships like this come together and create real and meaningful things that have a lasting effect that lives long beyond the financial investment. As I turn my attention now, what we're trying to achieve within the UK, working with government, is we want this nation to be a place where people want to come. They want to invest. We have a stable government that can provide that long-term reassurance to investors that the UK is open for business. It is a good place to come, to bring your investment, to bring your ideas, but also one that we appreciate your energy, your innovation, and that investment will continue to be welcomed. This government is very much focused on growth. And as I said at the start, growth isn't just a number. It's not just something that investment can support. This is what growth looks like. It's the building of villages, of towns, of communities, of culture, of businesses, of culture. And that is what this government is very committed to investing in. Now, I will very briefly wrap up, if I may, where I started, which is this idea that investment is more than just money. It is about building relationships. And I see today two really strong relationships that I want to celebrate. And the first is that with the private sector and organizations like YTL that are bringing their investment to the UK, but also between nations and our warm friendship and relationship with Malaysia. And we hope that that is one that we both continue to invest in and to see many more of these in the future. So thank you very much. Congratulations to the enormous and brilliant team that have made this welcome. And thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Baroness Poppy Gustafson. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank you for your presence at this significant, with a short pantun, this time in English. In blooming gardens, dreams arise. Their fragrance spreads, a bond anew. Brabazon launched beneath proud skies, uniting Malaysia and the world in view. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Just one more group photo. If you can just
First up.